Dear Ann Landis, my husband
Dear
and I
Abby,
are in shock.
I'm
We've
extremely
been married
upset.
for over 30 years.
My son got married in
Dear
April.
Ann Landis.
We were very happy.
Dear
Dear
Ann
wife into our family.
She a woman.
Dear Abby.
She thinks way too well for
Dear
us.
Abby.
She had to get married.
DearPod.
Well, now that moment is played out, we'll try to find something else.
Ask me a question. So headshots?
your
Headshots in the
bathroom.
80s. Oh,
Well, they're not. Well, whatever is in your bathroom,
yes.
every girl looks like she's about to be a lesbian. Like about to be. There's a girl with short, cropped, curly hair, just about to become a lesbian.
That's Julie.
There's the girl that's sitting with her legs wide open, like she's kind of like strung a guitar.
Is that me?
Is that you?
I think that might be
By the
Chuck,
toilet?
actually. For those who don't know, young Jules and I, we have a bathroom where we put everybody's headshots, ironically named The Head. So we want your very first headshot. If anybody wants to send it in, dearpodofficial@gmail.com. Usually we like the black and whites, the classics, the old school, like, oh my God, I just moved to New York and it's 1980 and I want to audition for Chorus Line. But to answer your question, why in the 80s did everybody look like that? Did you see my picture?
Mm-hmm.
Would you put me in that category?
No, but it's like everyone but you
B-U-T-T.
looks like they're
They're on the
experimenting.
verge. Well, probably because they were. Because a lot of them were in college. And everybody went through a Sarah McLachlan phase.
I mean, even Gail, you kind of look like, oh, she can go either way.
Case in point.
I mean, she got
Folk music was huge. Everybody was wearing a maxi skirt. It could very well have been that they were on the verge of
Who
that.
is the lesbian version of Amy Grant that's in your bathroom right now?
There's so many of them.
No, she's got it like in composite. She's got her headshot, and then she looks like the new lesbian in Nashville. Her legs are open like this
I think that's my friend Julie.
with the long curly Amy Grant hair.
I think that's Julie. Yeah, we
Next
have
to-
confirmation,
next
is
to the
it?
gay Annette Funicello.
God, now I have to go and see who these
You
people
already
are.
said who she was with the short curly cropped hair. You
Look,
cannot.
Julesy, come back, give me names. Needless to say, I think all of those people are very talented and ironically very straight.
See?
Not a
But that's what
lesbian
I'm
among
saying.
them.
That's what I'm saying. I
But
didn't
I
say
think
you had
it
a
was
lesbian.
like there was something about when your pictures were taken in like the 80s and 90s where you had to be like this is my Law and Order
Well,
picture.
it's not just that, but like everyone's in denim, so everyone is like working in a ranch.
Denim was having a moment. Denim is still having a moment.
Well, it's like when your first or second or third headshot session in New York. They're like as if you're in some kind of street gang. You're either sitting on the cobblestone street, you're leaning up next to a loading dock, as if we're Teamsters.
Fire escape, huge thing.
Yeah.
Yes, always.
Like, what is wrong with us?
Because they were like, it's gritty city. How do we know where you're from if we can't see a fire escape? And there's always like a girl who's doing like a dance pose, but in the middle of a cobblestone street in Brooklyn. And there's a bridge
Stop
in
in
the
traffic,
background.
yeah.
Yes. Oh, stop. Everybody loves that. What was your first headshot? What did it look like? Describe it for the people. And also, do you have it still?
My first headshot is more of when I was a toddler, and I'm just looking kind of like I look right now with like this lines in my forehead. I don't know. I still had them when I was,
Maybe you're not supposed to Botox them out.
maybe.
Maybe that's what you're born with. And maybe you're Maybelline.
Maybe my first round, I think I shot some of them outside. Like I'm lost in someone's backyard. But I look more like a peeping Tom than I do like I'm on safari.
Who's that creepy musical theater boy right there?
Or they're so heavily. There was a season where my hair and I were competing in a boy band, I think.
Okay.
Like little twisties.
Oh,
whatever.
no. Like you didn't add a bead or anything, did you? Like you didn't.
No.
Okay.
To my hair?
Yeah.
No. What?
It feels very Justin Timberlake. Like a small dread or
No.
like a. Okay.
No, it was just like an excessive use of
Gel.
pomade.
Okay.
So
Was it
it
a
looks
push
like,
forward? Was it the Caesar?
No, it was like an up. This is when my hair was young and had some life to it.
Back when my hair was was young. Come sit by me, children. I'll tell you a time when I was follicularly abundant.
I had an agent who wanted me to test shoot with someone in LA, so I went to LA to do it.
You flew to LA to do these pictures.
Correct. And I was
Was
like,
he
this is
footing the
insane.
bill for the flight?
Of course not, because I'm an idiot. So I went.
You flew across the country.
And we're basically some asshole in Santa Monica or something, and it's like we shot, and he's like, "This is the best place to take a picture." I'm like, "It's your hallway of your
I
apartment
could have
complex.
done this in my
This
house.
is like just shadows and light. What
and
is
it wasn't
this?"
like a specific photographer, like an Annie what's her name, or
No, it was.
that tells you how famous photographers ring with me. I'm
Right.
like, Annie, that chick who did the thing with the stuff and shot the
And the
people.
dog, yeah, she was homeless, and she
Yeah,
was an
the
orphan. and then-
babies
yeah.
that were in barrels with
Right.
like a pumpkin.
I'm Baby Jessica, and I'll be doing your
I
portrait.
understand how to shoot babies. Babies in wells.
Okay, let's just get her in that pipe.
wearing headbands.
Perfect. Now look frightened. Perfect.
Now reach up. Can you reach up? Good. Reach.
All right, now here's my fireman friend. Oh, you're actually stuck.
Okay, now we're going to
All right,
have a
let's get
dog
the
in the
camera on this
foreground.
one.
So reach for the dog. It's more effective.
Oh God, he's got to pee.
You flew to Los Angeles
Correct.
to get headshots done in a hallway.
So my Chicago agent was like, "There's this photographer. She's only shooting there. We can get you a deal." And I'm like, "I guess okay. I guess I'll do it." Because they were like really invested. They're for some reason. I'm like, I haven't even done anything yet. But like, you're gonna be really big. I'm like, I don't think so.
like,
In debt,
why
you
are
mean?
you so close to my ear when you're saying
Yeah.
that? Now take your pants off. You were like Coco in Fame. Don't go up the stairs, Coco. Just take your shirt off a little. Just like let it drape over your shoulder. Go on.
Sadly, that happened too. You know, it's like all those things where you're like, who does that? Everyone's smarter than that. And then you're like, fuck.
It happened to
And then
me.
you leave and you're like,
Never happened
fuck
to
me.
Nobody ever made a move on me.
Yeah.
Yet. I mean, my first headshots were the ones that were taken. They were taken in Boston, and the woman put all these curlers in my hair, so I truly look
thing in
like
the
Amy
bathroom?
Grant. Oh, the thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And I look like I am 56, and I'm giving you smolder, and they overexposed it to the point where they're like, she doesn't have a nose anymore.
That's correct.
Yes. Oh, God. I love a good headshot.
And of course, they're like, I think I did my last round in Chicago. They're like, do you want black and white or color? I'm like,
color?
black
Color
and
will
white
never
color.
catch on. You fool.
Unbelievable. Like everyone was just like,
Tacky.
yeah, color was just going to be like the death of everything. And then now if you do a black and white, everyone's like, what?
What are
How long have you
you?
been out of the business?
There's some comics that still hold on to the black and white, and it makes me very. It warms the cockles in my heart, you know.
But I always love black and white. I like it more so than my
Yeah, because you can
Color.
hide so much more.
correct.
Don't shoot me without a filter. Do you know how many filters I'm using at this point? I really look like RuPaul. Everything is soft. It's a gentle focus. I don't want to see myself. Shoot me through a mattress. I don't want to see myself.
Like
With a
honestly,
sharp
like with a
edge.
handgun, like shoot you through a mattress.
No, yes. So that
That's
will
a
muzzle
silencer.
it. Yes. Oh, I have to tell you before we get rolling. You want it? I think we're getting the hand from young James. Is it time?
You can.
Or do you want me to give any more information?
You go back to it after your.
After a welcome?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, everybody. Is it time? Are you excited?
I guess so.
Okay, lean into your black and white sculpted face. Welcome to DearPod, the comedy advice podcast. I'm your host, Nicolas Cage.
And I'm Sabrina Carpenter.
And we're coming to you from the Maha Bar in the beautiful Pineapple Ranch. Can I hear it? Well, this week, like all weeks, we are bringing you the advice articles, old advice articles, but specifically we like to lean on the Ann Landers and Dear Abby side. If we find something else, then so be it. But we're doing it this week, every week, all weeks. We have 200-something episodes that you can put in your ear holes from low many years ago. But now we have begun the YouTube page. So if you're watching us on YouTube, welcome. If you're not, what are you waiting for? Go to DearPod Official, damn it, and hit that subscribe button. Smash it, baby, smash it. Ding it so that you never miss a single episode. You'll get a little ring-a-ding-ding when we have posted a new one. We'll have shorts, we'll have small pieces, we'll be YouTubing. And if you're listening and being responsible in your car, which I have not been, I will put things on YouTube in my car. I don't look at them, I swear, if New Jersey Transit is listening to me. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts. Please rate, review, subscribe. We need the numbers. Patty has mouths he has to feed. He has a small chihuahua. And if
True.
you love her the way that we love her, and we have 2 dogs here too, and I can't breastfeed them anymore. So rate, review, and subscribe, damn it. And you can follow us on your Insta, your TikTok, your Face. No more Twitter. Why are we tweeting anymore? We're not trying to. All across the board at DearPod Official. And finally, and most importantly, we have revived our clear Patreon page.
I thought you were
Patreon.
going to say Pinterest. I'm like,
Oh my
what?
God, yes! I was like, we're starting a Pinterest page, you guys. We're starting
on
a Reddit
LinkedIn.
and a subreddit and a subreddit. We are on LinkedIn. Damn it, we're everywhere at DearPod Official. You can find us somewhere. Please slide into our sexy DMs and send us some love, will you? Our Patreon members, we have begun again. We have simplified our Patreon page. Lucky you. For $5 a month, if you join Patreon, you can get extra special tidbits in your inbox every week, including early access to every episode. That's right. Specialty cocktail recipes, shout-outs on your birthday, my stand-up clips. Before I post them, you're like so lucky. Extended cuts of our podcast. And are you ready?
Uncuts.
Uncuts.
Cuts and uncuts.
And whoever we find, whatever he's into.
Sure.
That's no judgment here.
No.
This is an equal opportunity space.
Correct.
And much to Patty's dismay, once a month we will be doing a Q&A with our Patreon members. Whether you like it or not,
Okay.
he brings the A, I bring the Q. You bring yourselves. Patreon.com/DearPodOfficial. I think that's all the calls to action that we need for now. Am I right?
Yes.
Am I right?
Holy shit.
Can I hear it?
Okay.
God, all right, I'm all business. So this week, our fabulous theme, which I'm very excited about, is
Same.
plastic surgery. That is right. Our theme is plastic surgery because we figure we talk about it nonstop off the air. Let's discuss it on the air to share with all you good people.
Do you watch the show Traders at all?
TRADERS?
TRATIORS.
TRAITORS?
I'm not doing this.
I have never heard of this.
With Alan Cumming as the host?
No,
It's
is
kind
it
of
like a reality
It's
show?
like The Mole, but not really.
No. I don't even know about this. What channel is this on?
It's on Peacock.
Oh, I don't have a peacock.
Oh.
That's why.
Anyway, so he hosts
Yet.
he hosts a show and whatever. It's a mix of like celebrities in air quotes, and regular people, and Brandy from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills on. And I have no idea what.
She's gone.
I don't know what. This is someone who's done so much plastic surgery that I'm like, now you look.
You're a lion.
You're a lion.
Yeah.
You're an older lion.
But like the
And you
line.
have and then to add insult to injury, a beret. I don't think a beret has made anyone other than JFK Jr. look sexy, but it just makes everyone look like Faye Dunaway gone fucking batshit crazy, and she got new teeth on the way out.
Or like early Winona Ryder, she could rock a beret.
Well, that's because she looks like a mime, and that's part of the wardrobe.
Been around the world and I
I
can't find my baby. I hear you.
Lisa Stansfield.
I have never heard of this show.
Wow.
I don't have a Peacock
Wow.
membership because I feel like at this point, do I need to buy one more streamer?
No.
We have reintroduced cable. Have we
Correct.
noted? We all got rid of cable, and then we have slowly worked it back into our lives.
Yes, now it's more expensive. Now we're buying every. Now
Yes.
we're buying NBC
We've
individually.
a la carted it,
ABC.
and I'm like, I want some cheeseburger sliders.
Right.
I want a little bit of this. I'm at like the
It's
buffet.
the Spirit Airlines of TV.
Yes. Do you have to buy the actual seat
Yeah,
to sit in
correct.
to ride on the plane? It's just a tube.
And then give it back.
Exactly. And you better hope that you don't pee in it. So I don't know what this show is, but I'm very intrigued by it. A. And B, let's unpack there is a line. Look, okay, let's just start by saying I am pro plastic surge.
Sure,
And I
sure.
love it. We love, I don't know what would you call. No, yeah, I guess you could say surgery. I like surgery.
Have you seen the clips on Instagram of there's a it's in a foreign land, and this doctor does plastic surgery, but the way he does it is the most aggressive, comical, disastrous. It's like
Is he doing it for the gram? Like, is he being crappy for the gram?
no, he goes in, cuts your face
No.
around, yanks it,
No.
and then you're healing. So they showed the before and after, so it's like a normal person, and then it's just like two like nickel slots for eyes. Your lips look like Courtney Cox, like after
Oh, wide
the
mouth
third
bass.
season of that.
Friends.
No, the other one. What's that shit show she did? All they did was drink wine. Jim.
God, that's every woman's show over 40.
Cougarland or Cougar Town.
Oh,
or
yeah.
John Cougar Mellencamp. And then they had like that wicked scar all across their face. It's like that etch a
So
sketch
the
where
Peter
like, you
Boyle
had
and
to,
Young
like,
Frankenstein?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you had to put like the metal shavings to decorate the clown's face.
I know exactly
You know what I'm talking about?
I
That's
love
what
that
everyone
thing.
looks like. But they all look like what the fuck happened? I don't know why they did the before and after. They like, let's do the after right now. I just completed it. So they all look like they've just been like found in a ravine after like 2 months.
Yeah,
of
they've been
being dead.
dredged out
Yes.
of something. It's also, it has that creepy effect of, remember in like the 1800s when they're like, our grandmother died, we're going to pose her
Yes.
like
This is
next to
exactly
the
it.
fireplace.
Correct.
And it's just dead people that are just
Gosh,
taking
and she's
pictures.
flammable.
Which I'm surprised that we haven't brought that trend back.
I think they should now do it like they should turn them into candles, like the forever glowing candle, like down to like how long is it going to take for grandma to like burn down to the feet?
It would take a long time.
Yeah.
Is she soy?
But then she's just like for a while you're just sitting looking at her bush because she's just melted all the way
it's
down.
burning. Burn her
like,
faster, burn her faster.
you
Just
sh-
let the candle burn and we'll leave the house for like 2 months. Just let it burn. Wait until it gets to her knees.
This is, I mean, that's something that no one thought through. Like, this is such a great candle. Oh, I didn't think about that. She's currently headless, and now we're at her nipples.
Okay, well, this is weird. Or like make them into cake or something next
What?
time. Cake them.
Take their ashes and put them into the cake.
Well, I
mix.
would not be surprised if we do that at this point. Every cake baking show is like running out of things to cake. Have you noticed?
What?
Do you ever like watch a baking show?
I actually stopped for a while.
But that's because they're running out of things to make out
Correct.
of cake.
Well, that's when they had that show. Is this cake?
Yeah, well, I love Is It Cake. I will watch anything that's a baking show.
But
But in general, like,
Don't you kind of know when you're looking at it? Like, yeah. That's,
no, you don't. Have
Okay,
you watched
okay.
the show?
Yes.
It is so good.
Is it?
Yes.
I mean, I've seen it.
I was like, is that steak or is it cake? Like, you're sitting at home being like, wow, this is how I've spent my morning watching 5 episodes of Is
We
It
have
Cake?
different mornings.
But to go back to death, as we like to tangent ourselves. Okay, so the surgery point. I love plastic surgery. I like a procedure. I love the Botox. Can we just say right out of the
Yeah,
gate?
we
Like I've
can.
been saying, I want to age like the planet. I want to get hotter each year and make people nervous.
Okay.
I don't like the filler. We've done little things.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest. I'll be honest right now. This is not the nose that I came into this life with.
I think you were honest a while ago about that.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you.
So-
Looks good, right? Runs every now and then
Well, then
though for president.
Groupon. That's a Groupon nose.
It is. It was a cheapo nose. This was like my plastic. So I had this done when I was like 25, and I'm like 28 now.
Sure.
And the surgeon, I picked him out of pretty much like
A Sassy magazine.
yes. Oh my God, he was in Touch magazine.
What?
He was in Touch magazine. He was quoted.
As saying what?
He was like, she's had, you know how like they ask a surgeon, they're like, I haven't worked on Sally Field, but I can tell she's had this done, this done, this done, and this done.
And she can say, I certainly did not.
Sir, I can't tell you this guy's name. So I picked him out like that, and I was like new to New York City, and I was like, I I need a new nose so that I don't lose jobs because I look like Margaret Hamilton, the Wicked Witch of the West. I did. It was an unfortunate nose. I was the second that somebody calls you handsome and you're like 24 years old, not happening.
Maybe they're just having fun.
Oh, I do not think so. But every time I would go out for a commercial, they'd be like, turn to the left, and you just hear like,
But of course, this is some body dysmorphia coming into the room
course it
before
is.
that. Okay.
But I was like, you know what? It was bothering me enough to the point where I decided I want to fix it. I like
That's
that I'm
right,
telling my
Latoya
nose
Jackson.
job story. Yes. You do it once, one and done. Okay? I knew that I was never going to go back in.
Because I think you're going to run out of cartilage if you keep moving around with
Oh
your
my
nose.
God, please. I know. And it's going to collapse in on itself sooner or later. So I picked this guy out of an In Touch magazine. And it was good. I
What-
feel good.
What was so profound that he said in an In Touch magazine that you're like, that's my man?
That's my man. It was, she shouldn't have had that done, I think was the words. And then I was
That's
like,
it?
that's my man's. And I found him. This was like when the internet was new. And I was like,
She shouldn't have had that done.
She shouldn't have had that done. You come see me, I'm on the rock, huh?
Dr.
know
Tony
better.
Bag of Donuts. She shouldn't have had that done.
You see that nose? I can do that nose.
Wow. Wow. Nothing like,
Everybody's competitive.
nothing really compelling.
No, this was like before you had all these threads and like WebMD and Real Self and anywhere that you could read any review. I literally was like, put him on a dartboard. That guy, that's fine. I did one of these.
That does not seem wise.
When have I ever made the right choice?
Correct.
Dry take. So yeah, I did it. And
husband.
it was a wild. This was like they wanted to do Twilight instead of putting me out fully.
What?
Yeah, Twilight.
Wait, so you watched someone take a hammer to your fucking nose?
Well, that's the weird part of it. I couldn't wrap my head around it, and I panicked so much that they had to knock me out. I was like, I don't want to see anything. They're like, no, you're not going to feel anything. You're not going to
It's
see
literally
anything.
in between your eyes. Why would they not knock you out?
She was cross-eyed for 2 straight hours. Just,
Like, you're just looking at it like, okay, oh.
does it look like it? Am I pretty? Yeah.
Because you're looking at his face, and if he's ever like, you're like, what was that?
But you can't get your dander up enough to care. And they wanted to do it. And I was like, I said to him, I was like, not a good idea. Not a good idea. Until I panicked enough where they were like, okay, your blood pressure is really high, so we're just going to knock you out. And then
Wow.
cut to a couple hours
Did
later.
they know that you were not a doctor and that they are the doctor? Like, what? Who needed to be reminded at that point?
What kind of backwards room?
Do you want? Do you want? Do you want Twilight, or do you want to be awake? You want to be awake for this? It's a facial transplant. You want to be awake for that? Yeah, you do. Okay, good. She said okay.
Let me pick my nose
What
out
kind
of
of-
like a of a book that I could choose.
Yeah,
Be
we're
like,
all of it. Yeah, it's like they're all cartoons.
me the Andrea
Here's
Martin.
Pinocchio. Here's Steve Martin and Roxanne.
exactly.
Here's
I get the nose cards. I'm like, ooh,
a duck. Yeah, I want the duck.
give me the dashing one. It's something, and he did try to talk me into a little bit of like a lift
No.
at the end because he saw some different aesthetics, and I was like, no, I like a good straight nose.
No one needs to see up your nose.
I know, because then it would have been he would have been maybe a little bit cuter. Isn't this crazy that I'm telling you guys this story? I've never told this story ever.
I feel
Nose
you
story.
have,
I-
but
but only when I've been drunk at parties.
sure. Or on the podcast, season 1.
Oh, did I?
I believe so.
Oh my
Right?
God.
Something like that.
Kind
A
of,
version, yeah.
I don't think I've ever gone into this detail because you never know that I found that guy from an In Touch magazine.
Not from Sassy Magazine.
Ah!
There was a magazine called Sassy, am I right?
Oh my God, yes, like
Right?
in the era of Bop. Like
What?
if I found him in a Bop
Oh,
magazine.
Bob, yes.
Yeah.
But Sassy is more like YM, right?
YM! Oh my God! Yes.
Young Miss,
Yes. I see you and I raise you.
which is in a different
young
category
Miss.
from Ms.
Very, but it was like
Right.
young Miss.
Right. That's exactly what the title of this magazine was.
Hence, let me tell you something.
I'm not a Ms. I'm a
I'm
YM.
a young I'm a YM.
Yeah.
And I was a
I'm a
YM.
young ma'am. Can you imagine? No, let's change it to Miss. No, young ma'am.
Too harsh, too
Whoa.
much. Back up.
Kyle, leave the room. That was so offensive. Fucking young ma'am.
Kyle.
How about young miss? Better. Good.
Okay,
Kyle,
good.
get us all
Cut.
coffees
Print.
and leave.
Show me some cover mock-ups.
Great.
We'll see you.
What's the guy's magazine? Young cock. Kyle, leave.
Young hung.
Young hung ho. What is happening,
This
Kyle?
is too offensive. We have to move on. Yeah. So all this is to say is that I like a procedure.
You've
I've
dabbled
done
in the nose surgery.
I've dabbled in the nose surgery. Is there anything that you want to share with the people?
No,
I've shared
I've
the
done absolutely nothing.
You're totally natural.
This is all fine.
You've had Bo.
Huh?
You've had Bo, right?
That was one summer, and he was friendly, and he agreed to what we were going to do. It was very consensual. Bo was lovely and had gentle hands.
He was a young Ms.
He was yes, he was a Ms. Sometimes you're drunk.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you feel like a nut, and sometimes he doesn't have any. So there you have it. I have endured my fair season of Botox. I did a filler a time or two, and at one point I'm like, I don't know what the fuck happened to me.
Yeah. You all
And
look like Kris Jenner.
I just don't know if it ever goes away.
It does go away.
And I love how they're like, hey, while you're in that twilight, after they're like, suck on this hose. I'm like, is this connected to a car? What is this?
You got the laughing gas.
And then they're like, do you want anything else while we're here? I'm like what? Like, then you sound like, you're kind of like, you're like Will Ferrell in Old School, like when he gets shot with the elephant dart.
dart,
Like,
yeah.
You're crazy.
Like the guy from Silence of the Lambs.
Buffalo Bill.
Yeah,
Oh, you're a really
have a
big fat
Brazilian
girl.
Butt lift. If you're not
Oh yeah, why don't you remove all my skin? No, I don't want
I'll
toilet.
do a calf implant.
Yeah, but I want it on my face.
Yeah, just one.
Did you ever hear what Cher said about? She's like, if I want to put my tits on my back, I will. I'm like,
And
great.
you know what? The thing is, I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Whatever makes you happy.
because then she could wear that Celine Dion white suit that
Oh
was
my
worn
God.
backwards.
Yes, the backwards. And it would be, oh my God,
And
very
then it'd
death
be, wow.
becomes her.
Look at Cher with her boobs on her back. Maybe I should get boobs on my back.
You should get boobs on your back.
Anything Cher does, I think I want to do.
I think
Anyway.
You should. And speaking of boobs on your back, it's
Speaking
time
of
to get
Cher.
to an article. I know it's been about 5 years. Is it time? We have articles today on plastic surgery. Would you like to kick us off?
Sure.
Kick us off.
This is from the Indiana, Pennsylvania, Indiana Gazette, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Monday, May 9th, 1977. I was
Early surge.
just one. Dear Abby, my daughter, whom I shall call Ethel, which is
Oh, why would you?
She
of
looks
all
like
the
an
names,
Ethel. Oh,
You
that-
could pick any name.
sorry,
Of
I was on
all-
Twilight. I didn't. They offered me something, and then I.
Yeah, doctor, I'll be called Ethel. That's fine.
Should
Pitch
we
it up at the end. Just a little like ski jump. Yeah, that's good.
That's great. That's great. Now I can see it coming when you're sneezing. Dear Abby, my daughter, whom I shall call Ethel, is graduating from high school in June. So my rich sister sent her a check for $1,500 with a note to get your nose fixed, honey.
Only 1,500?
This is 1977.
Oh God, what a good
Now,
year.
Abby, Ethel's nose isn't that bad. She resembles my father, and his nose goes with his face. Well, I should hope so, unless it's in a box next to his face. Some of Ethel's
It's
friends
ours.
have had their noses fixed, and she's been after us ever since to get hers done. We kept saying we couldn't afford it. Now what can we say? I'm so burned up at my sister I can hardly see to write this. She had her nose bobbed a few years ago, and now she looks like Marlo Thomas. That was back then. If you look at Marlo Thomas now, my apologies, it's not the same woman.
No.
Where was I? But I think her old nose had more character. Abby, do you think my sister had the right to send our daughter a check for a nose job, knowing how we fought against it? And should we let Ethel do it, even though we don't think she really needs it? Signed, Family Nose Fight.
Oh.
Dear Nose Fight, your sister should have kept her bobbed nose out of your family fight. But consider your daughter. Her nose doesn't have to go with her grandfather's face. What? Okay. And if a girl's character is in her nose, heaven help her. If Ethel thinks she needs to have her nose bobbed, she needs it. Take her to a certified plastic surgeon for a consultation. He won't chisel needlessly. This is bad.
Well,
This
first
is
of all,
not
I've
great.
never heard nose bobbed before. Clearly,
Well, this is
the
1977.
70s were great. For $1,500, if somebody else is footing the bill and is like, "Get that shit fixed," I'd be like, "Hey, where do I sign?"
I don't know what you're going to get for $1,500.
Well, in the 70s, I bet you that's high end.
You think?
Oh God, yeah.
Well, how much is a nose job?
Right now, I don't know. Julesy, do us a favor. Look that up, will you? How much is a nose job in this day and age? Depends on, I think, who you go to. Like, because there's
And what
surgeons that
state.
specialize. Yeah, and if you go to Mexico and then they
Well, I guess if you did, well,
find the nose from another body and put it on your face.
sure. They're like, that's not what I thought.
I
I
didn't.
did want my same nose, but just updated.
I didn't
The
want.
average cost of
Oh, God.
rhinoplasty is $7,637.
Oh,
Oh.
inflation.
Wow.
You think that's cheap
No, I
for a
think that's
nose?
a lot, right? It's just your nose.
It's in the center of your face,
I understand that. So it's your belly button, but
but nobody's looking at that.
Right.
Nobody. Well, except
what if your belly button was in the middle of your face?
I hope not, because it's pierced. Still, I'm not taking it out.
We've not moved on from that.
I will not move on from it.
Okay.
It's coming back.
Right. So
Trust
is
me.
TRL.
Well,
no,
bell
it's not.
bottoms have been back for a while now. So,
Okay.
so is TRL. I hate you. I think that's wait. So now let me get this straight. She is sending money to her niece
Correct.
to have. Okay, that's awesome. I mean, if the kid asked for it. Could you imagine if somebody's like, if just randomly you get a check in the mail and it's like, get your ass done? Wouldn't you? I would do.
Like, but they didn't like sign it. Like, just someone randomly gave me money to get my ass done.
Well, they'd have to sign the check, but you know.
Well, I guess that's true. I don't think I'd get my ass done
But if somebody else footed the bill
to get my ass done.
to get any surgery done, or they felt you needed,
Like if a stranger sent me cash to get something done on my body,
patreon.com/DearPod
based on their opinion.
yes, based on their opinion. What would that do to you?
Well, I think I'd drive over to their house with a baseball bat. And beat
I
the shit
think
out
I'd
of
drive off a cliff first. I
them. Depending on the person, like if it was a person that like, you know,
was close to you or that you had this conversation about.
or was like perfect in every way, then you're like, oh, well, they're
They know something that I don't.
right. Like someone who's like put together. If someone looks like the crypt keeper, I'd be like, you've got a lot of fucking nerve, and then you like eviscerate them with a baseball bat, like I said.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying. I hear you. I give you grace.
Thank you for giving me grace.
I give you grace.
Thank you for your
For
grace.
those who don't know, Patty and I are obsessed with anybody who always says, "I'm just going to give myself some grace." It's such a great way to like get off the hook.
I cannot tell you how everyone. Once you hear it, you'll never
Not hear it again.
correct.
Give myself grace.
I just wanted to give myself just a little bit of grace. I just thought the situation needed just a little bit of grace. I don't know what. Who is Grace? I want to.
She died 30 years ago.
I just don't understand. We latch on to something, and then it's like, I'll just use that word.
Absolutely.
Like,
That's
I'll
what
just
we
want to.
do.
Someone said to me once, let's just have a kiki about it. This was like, obviously like 100 years ago. And I looked at them like they had just jumped out of a Cracker Jack. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Let's have a kiki.
If
Was it in like
someone-
an office situation? Like, tell me it was as serious as like,
No,
Johnson, we're going to have a kiki at 2 p.m. today about it.
It was a friend that I met on the street, and we were just talking, and he threw that in there. And I was like, it was as if like someone just said abracadabra, like out of nowhere. And you're like, what the fuck? Or if like, I'm a Scientologist. You're like, I'm leaving this conversation. What are you talking about? You're talking in like a song lyric.
But did he say it in entire sincerity?
Correct.
Set the scene.
Yes.
Okay, so he was like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
we
what?
should get together. We should have a kiki about it. And I looked at him like,
I
gotta
wish
go.
because of all people, you who was dry as that box of crackers that we just had upstairs that we split.
yes,
That I just wish that you were like, yes, let's
it's.
have a kiki.
I think I get sometimes I get nervous. My face doesn't get nervous because my face is always
It's
like,
frozen.
what did
No.
you say? But Grace, someone you said on me a year ago, and Grace has gotten steam in the
Oh, a
last
lot,
year,
yeah.
and now everyone is getting Grace.
Yeah, but
Grace
it's
is
like
the new nose job.
it is
The new nose job
It's
on
trending.
Twilight. Yeah.
In Twilight. So like you're 2 hours late for work.
I just
Patrick,
need to,
you were 2 hours late today.
Yes, I understand that you're mad, but if you could just give me a little bit of grace. I was in line getting my coffee, and I decided to give the barista a little bit of grace because she was holed up with some other orders, and no one was giving her grace, so I gave her grace. So in turn, I'd like your grace to be given to me, so that we could all have grace. The day is just filled.
Do you want to know
grace.
something in all sincerity? I just had like a physical reaction where I was like, I should give him grace. Like I was like, if I were working and I was pissed that you were
I'm
late,
gonna
I'd be
slap
like,
the
oh my
shit out
God,
of
you
you.
said grace. So I was like, okay.
Because
It catches people off guard. It's false.
it's instead of saying like, you know what, I'm just gonna give you a minute. It's like grace is now like instead of I'm gonna give you a minute, I'm gonna give you some grace. Like you're being a see you next Tuesday, but I'm gonna give you some grace.
Okay.
Like you're hitting my last fucking nerve. I'm gonna give you some
No,
grace.
see, I don't see it as that part doesn't do something to me. It's when you ask for grace yourself that I'm like,
if you
yeah. So it's like, why were you late for work? I was at Starbucks and everybody was running behind, and I just felt like I had to give that girl some grace.
I
And I have to
can't
give myself
stop it.
grace because I have to, you know, getting out of bed in the morning is difficult for me because I have to take 20 pills just to get out the door. So I'm giving myself grace, and then it sort of puts you off.
it sounds a little like
I can't tell you off now.
I can
You know?
I can still tell you off for sure. But it all kind of sounds like someone just went to the landmark forum and they learned that, and now everyone is talking about it, and no one really knows where it fucking came from. And I want to shake everyone and be like, you've been landmark forum. Stop talking like this. There is no more grace. You're late.
It's
Fuck
because
off.
of like those inspirational people on Instagram. They're always like, look, man. And then they play that weird, loud, inspirational music behind them. So, like, give me inspirational music. Give me something.
I can only think of Enya right now. That's not.
It's okay. That's fine. Just do it like a little bit louder because it's always like the music is really loud on Instagram.
I can't. Of inspirational music.
Yeah, just give me something.
I love Christ and he eats
You know,
my
it's-
fries.
if
I
you have a
love
hard time
Christ
getting
when I'm
out of bed in
fucking
the morning,
guys. I love
you just
Christ.
have to look yourself
Christ
right
and
in the mirror and
me
say,
a baby
I'm
blue
here for
sweater,
me.
just Christ
I'm giving
and
myself
me.
grace.
We're going swimming.
Give myself grace.
Christ
Give
and
yourself
I.
grace today.
Christ and...
We're going swimming. Christ and I. Is that what you just said?
I
He
didn't
doesn't
know
swim.
what kind of-
He walks on water.
Yeah, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. He's Christ.
You
What are you
guys.
talking about? I'd go swimming, but I can only walk on water. Ugh!
Is he water
Christ
skiing?
is so boring.
There's no skis. There's no boat.
We're gonna
He's
get on.
water skiing.
You guys want to go across on the water? We're just gonna go to my ski boat. Oh, guys, I can't get in it. I have to walk. What?
No, hold
I
on
can
to
only
me.
walk on water.
Get on my back.
Not you. You're heavy.
I'll pay for your liposuction. Here's $1,500. All
Get
right.
it fixed, kid.
I have an article for you from the News and Observer. Where is the News and Observer from, damn it? Oh, Raleigh, North Carolina. Holla.
Oh.
All right. Thursday, November 19th, 1970.
Oh.
Plastic surgery dangers? Question mark?
What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. So what if I went to Mexico and I paid $50 to have my cheeks done?
I look like Rosa
Cement?
Lopez.
Lovely. Dear Ann
That's
Landers.
O.J. Simpson's maid, by the way.
Oh my God, should we look her up?
You can. Yeah.
Okay. Put her on the list. Dear Ann Landers, a friend of mine returned from a... No, wait. That's her... I need a different voice.
Okay.
Dear Ann Landers, a friend of mine returned from a 3-week vacation. She looked wonderfully well rested. In fact, downright youthful. I jokingly asked her if she had her face lifted. Her answer stunned me. Yes, she replied. I had my face lifted, and that's not all. I had everything lifted. I had never heard of the surgery she described and would like to know if you've ever heard of it or if it is safe. It seems she had her breasts raised, the inside flabby part of her upper arms lightened up surgically, and the fat portions of her thighs slit and narrowed down. The 4 operations, including the facelift, were done within a week. The stitches were removed after 5 days. The woman looks thinner and younger, and she's thrilled with the results. She wasn't exactly fat, but she did sag where most women sag when they hit middle age. I must admit she doesn't look a day over 45. Her actual age is 56. I am dying to hear what you have to say. Is this type of surgery dangerous? Is it expensive? Can anything go wrong? How long will the results last? Would you recommend it? Signed, Toying with an Idea.
You sounded like you were that voiceover artist in The Swan. Emily had a tummy tuck, her teeth done, her nose done, her eyes lifted. One goes in the back of her head, her tits on her back, her toes where her nipples are.
I'm just saying, my voice is available if you ever bring that show back. That morbid, horrifying, 100% I would watch it TV show.
Now she goes back to her meat packing plant job. What?
Let's see if the boys recognize her at the bottle plant. Is that you, Emily? Christ, you look amazing. You look like garbage before you look like shit.
Yeah, what's in the bottle? We're not doing. Why is that cream stuff on all the bottles?
Put a pin in
Damn
that because
it,
I want to
Jim.
go back to this. Dear Toy, your last questions first. Oh, dear Toy, your last questions first. I am in no position to recommend surgery of any kind as I am not a physician. Can anything go wrong? Yes. No surgical procedure is 100% safe. The removal of a sliver can result in complications. Is it expensive? It depends on the surgeon and the relative financial status of the individual involved. To a millionaire, $5,000 is chicken feed. To a stenographer, it can be a fortune. How long will the results last? It depends on the person. Some women are blessed with skin that holds up well. Staying away from booze and out of the sun would be helpful. At this point, I would like to disabuse you of the notion that plastic surgery will delay the aging process. It will not. Bullshit.
Lies.
Time marches on, and it waits for no man or woman. My advice to anyone considering cosmetic surgery is to make an appointment with a reputable plastic surgeon, one whose work you have seen, if possible, in YM Magazine. Learn as much as you can about the procedure, then decide with the doctor's guidance whether or not it makes sense for you. Ian! Okay, we'll go back to Black Swan, or not Black Swan. Very different.
Black
The Swan.
That's a completely. No, welcome back to Black
This is
Swan.
where we rip Natalie Portman's face apart.
We've been stalking this girl outside Juilliard all month.
Okay.
We just killed her parents. Let's see what happens.
She's gonna love it. The idea of getting multiple surgeries in one setting is very Heidi Montag. Remember when that?
Yes.
Remember Heidi Montag, and it was the biggest story because she had like 6 surgeries done in one setting. She was
should have had vocal
unconscious.
surgery.
I
That
don't
probably
know
would
what
have been.
you're talking about.
She was a singer, so maybe that would have helped.
Oh, that's right. I forgot she had a singing career. We're gonna
Yeah.
use that term real loosely.
Me too.
I mean, I'm all for if you're gonna go in there and do a few things, do it all. Let's get it done in one. No, you disagree.
I don't understand.
Not for the whole day. It sounds like it happened over a couple days, though.
Do
That's
you really
shocking.
think one surgeon is good at all things?
It is here. I'm glad you bring that up.
This is.
I do not think plastic surgeons should be like the Cheesecake Factory.
No.
It should not. If you're doing General Tso's chicken, it's not coming out as well as chicken piccata,
Correct.
which is not coming out as well as an omelet. And 50 cheesecakes is way too many. I'm going off on the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay. I do think that if you any chef can really make a good egg. But anyway,
Oh,
I'm just saying.
the fact that you use the word chef and Cheesecake Factory at the same time.
Listen, continue.
Plastic surgery being the same thing, especially in this day and age where I feel like there are certain surgeons that are better at doing this, that, and the other. And that's what I thought too. I was like, people who are nose people aren't going to give you a good boob.
Yes, and I do think that if you ever look on, not like I've done it, but if you've ever gone on a plastic surgery site and there's like they have every tit in America and then all of her noses, and then there's like this small like, oh, and men get it too. So like if you don't really work on men,
Don't even try to wedge that in.
right?
Yeah.
It's like when your dentist gives you Botox. Do you want Botox? No, I'm here for fucking teeth
Why
cleaning.
are dentists doing Botox now? Why is this a thing?
Why do my teeth need Botox? I don't understand.
Because they want to stay young and in your head.
They are in my head.
But I agree that, like, I wouldn't go to a boob man. Well, I would go to a boob
Period.
man. But
That's a full sentence.
it is. I don't think I need to say anything else than
Right.
that. I think in this day and
We're
age,
moving
a la
along.
carte, so specific of like, if you want to get something done, go to the people. Like there's Medi spas that I think are really good that just specialize in Botox and fillers.
Yep.
Like that's all they do. So they have like 20 people that day that they're just filling through full of marshmallow. So by the time they get to you,
I'd like that better than what I had.
I know, same. I hate filler. But I agree with you. Go to somebody who is a specialist. If I see like I almost just said panoply. That's a
A
very
what?
fancy word. Like a panoply of surgeries.
The fuck
meaning
did you
like
say?
I'm just
A
smarter
panoply?
than everybody in this room.
Okay, well, there's only 3 of us.
Touche. There's 2 dogs upstairs.
Well, they're not in this room. We're talking about this room. You said this room?
And Jesus is here too.
Listen, I'm going to allow you some grace right now, but you're fucking 100% wrong.
Please give me grace. Have you ever thought, if you were to get a surgery done right now, what would you want to have done? Not that I'm giving you suggestions.
Not like
Have your breast done.
I'd have my breasts done.
Yeah. I have weirdly never wanted to have a boob job. Isn't that weird for an A cup to say? Never. I don't think I would know what to do if I got them.
Well, I think you'd be running them off of your body.
Well, exactly. And
Right.
or they'd be like, bub, 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 and then my chin
Well, then
would be bruised.
I think that you would think that you're too fat because now you have these huge boobs on your
yeah,
tiny
I don't want the
body.
weight. Yeah.
Right. You're like, now I weigh 100 and whatever. And I used to weigh 75 pounds.
Thank you.
Now my boobs are
I was waiting for you to say that.
okay. this is odd.
I don't know. I think about what would I want to get done? Write to me. DearPodOfficial@gmail.com. What do you
Well,
think?
because
I
a lot
should
of
have
guys,
done?
there's we've done this before, the Kenny Rogers effect, when guys get their eyes done and now they look like they stepped on a live wire.
Well, when men get plastic surgery done, it starts to become, they look like queens, like royalty, actual queens, like Elizabethan queens.
Sure. Because of the collar.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Right.
there's no need for them to have that.
Right.
You don't need to look like Queen Victoria.
Right. Or Latifah.
And the touche.
There you go.
Any of the queens.
Right.
So there's something that can go rogue with guys.
I don't think anyone's really perfected the guy eye.
Ooh, you heard it right now. The guy
I could be wrong because
We found a hole in the industry.
I feel like I don't know I actually don't know if you should be cutting into a guy's eye. I feel like, if you do this and like I look tired because it's the end of the day and these lights are killing me. But when you do that, you're like, oh, look, I look awake. And then it goes,
Yeah,
back
but
down.
guys don't have
So
to.
maybe you need to pull your head back and then staple it. Something like that.
Let's just say that the universe and the culture is kinder. They give more grace to men's aging.
Correct.
So as you guys get older, it looks weird if you've had surgery done or had fillers or something like that. We want to see you age. America is not kind to the women. We need to look like we're holding on to the top of a bullet train bound for DC. And everybody, Jane Fonda's always like the gold standard. They're always like, Jane Fonda, but look at Jane Fonda. I'm like, she's 150.
Mm-hmm.
And she is on the Acela bound for Boston.
Yes.
At what point do we get to care less?
Well, the thing is everyone is so concerned with being a celebrity, which they are not. This is
Well,
the
everybody's
problem.
hot now.
This is like the Swan. You take someone out of deep Arkansas, you bring them to L.A., you give them, tits and like a fucking veneers for days,
Yeah.
and
You can
staple
see
in
their
some
teeth
hair.
from like this. From
Yeah,
space.
yeah, from Spain.
From Mir.
Then you send them back to the meatpacking factory, and then they're like, well, nothing seems right here because
Now I'm
I
too
gotta
hot to be
do
here.
pork products, but now I got all this hair that's going to be stuck in the machines.
But now that Apple keeps increasing resolution, everybody has to be hotter. Every time they come out with a new phone, and I'm like, 12K? Really?
I say,
Like, that's the amount of kilometers you're going to have to be away from me. 1,200 kilometers.
Let's take that picture of Aaron. Keep running.
Back. How far
No,
back can I go?
No. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a porcupine. I should have my glasses on. Keep running.
Get to the top of the building. The top of the building.
Now
I want
jump.
this angle. This angle.
You know where you should run to right now?
Uh-oh.
You should run
Instagram
to
mail.
Massachusetts.
Oh my God, is it time? I am so excited about this, everybody. That's right. Do you want me? Could you? Oh, thanks. I'm crisscross applesauce. It's very difficult to move right now. So
Christopher
for those who
Cross.
don't know, and those of us who are new to the podcast, every now and again, we will call my mother for a weather update. Are we ready?
Yep.
It's time.
And now it's time for the moth report. It's time to call me and see what the weather is like where I'm standing. Patty, make the dee noise.
It's time for the moth report. Give me the D. There it is. Oh, it's time. It's time for the moth report. It's time to call my mother, find out what the weather is like where she's standing, and do you know that is her birthday?
Is it?
It's a very special day o' birth for my mother. Very excited. We're calling her gently. We're going to see if this works. It's something's happening.
Hi, this is Ellen LeBlanc. Please leave a
Are you
message and I'll
fucking
get back
kidding?
to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished
Absolutely
recording,
not.
you may hang up
Are you
or press
kidding?
1 for more options.
Are you kidding?
You
You're
had
just,
one
just dead
job.
air. Just sitting here, dead air. That's
Call
cool.
us back. All right, let's see what happens if we try it again. Are you ready? Let's see what's gonna. Or I don't know. I've got so many phones here right now. What do I do? What do I do?
My phone's connected to this.
My phone's connected to the face phone.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the...
Wouldn't it be
Wow.
wild if like her phone got cut off? Oh,
She
that's.
forgot- What did you do?
Hold on, everybody. Everybody, just hold on to your titties. Well, at least we know that works, though, right?
Well,
This is fun.
well,
Oh,
this is
let's see.
actually
Let's try it again.
this is not off brand.
This is absolutely, completely on brand.
Hello?
Ugh.
Oh, finally! Where have you
Oh.
been?
What do you mean, where have I been?
We just
I've been here
called
all
you.
night waiting.
We called you
What?
and it went to voicemail. How embarrassing for your first moth report back and you didn't even pick up the phone?
When did that happen? I don't, oh my
30
God, I
seconds
don't.
ago. You have a message
You'll
from
get a
Patty.
message.
Patty, it's so good to hear your voice.
Happy
It's
birthday
so good
or
to be
happy belated.
back. Why, thank you. And Erin, you'll be happy to know I got my present.
Yay! It
Yay!
arrived a week
And I love
late,
it.
everybody. Thank you, Etsy.
What you get?
Well, I've been telling her it's a very, very fine necklace, a gold chain. And
Ooh.
I've
Got her a
just been
gold chain 'cause she
admiring them.
wants to
So,
look like Mr. T. So I'm building up her jewelry
Mr.
supply.
T. yeah,
I pity the fool who didn't pick up her phone when we first called her.
Well, that too.
I can't believe that. I don't know what's going on. I have not been on the phone, so just so you know. But
Oh, yeah.
so I'm sitting here watching reruns of The Price is Right, waiting for you. And
I thought you've been waiting for me to appear on The Price is Right.
I wish.
Where I
wish.
have been.
In reruns.
Yes, but I didn't get to the showcase. I didn't get down there, but somebody in my group did.
Oh,
She-
really?
She
Oh,
wanted
I
like a
I forgot
double
about that.
refrigerator. It's very
Oh,
weird.
cool.
She lose
Cool.
her tube top.
Some of these
Should've.
prizes are really hideous. I don't know how they, I would like refuse them. I'd say, no, thank you. I don't want that whirlpool bath, big spa with wood all around it. I don't know. That's
What
just
year
not
is
me.
this?
Back with Bob Barker.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that was a long
That's
time
when
ago.
He
those
was the
trending.
original.
Everybody wanted a spa back then. And also,
So it's
she
either
is,
that or watch your father walking around the house doing his exercises now that he has a new knee, and he's
Big-
doing everything the therapist told him to do.
Did he get that on
And,
Etsy too?
yes, a new knee on Etsy. It showed up a week late. Big news. My father has gotten a new knee, everybody. We're sending out
Yay!
engraved invitations to celebrate.
I wonder, it's the first of many things you can have replaced. Yeah, think about it. I mean, they can give you a new shoulder. They can give you hips. I know people that have 2 new hips.
From
Go
Etsy?
figure.
They have everything on that site. What else can you get replaced?
Oh God! Well, I'm researching, but
Well,
I'm
it's-
also in a loop here on YouTube. We're watching all these quizzes, guess the songs from the 1960s, guess the songs from the 1970s. And so you got 50 songs to come at you for a few seconds. It's kind of fun.
Well, you
So
don't know
busy
the
day.
sad part is that they'd be doing this if he didn't have surgery. They're still doing the
We
exact.
probably would.
There's
yeah.
no difference.
But I got to tell you, I noticed a big difference. I knew all the songs from the 1960s, but once the 70s rolled around, I didn't know any of them. And I think it's because I had kids in the 1970s. I stopped listening to music.
So did
So
I.
I
I
didn't
stopped
recognize
listening about
anything.
10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question
Yeah.
for you, because it's apropos that
Yes.
we're talking surgery today with you,
Uh-huh.
because our theme is plastic surgery.
Get out.
And
How
Aaron
is
told
that
us about
cool?
what you had done, so we just want to know if you wanted to come clean about it.
Let's see. What? Oh, great. Now the whole family's going to think I had some work done.
There's nothing wrong
I've
with it.
never had anything done, have I, Harris? I can't remember.
You're checking
I
in with
didn't do
me.
anything.
I don't know. I haven't known you your whole life. If
That's
you
true.
could have plastic surgery right now, what would you have done?
I think I would have my chin and neck done. I don't know what that costs, but I don't know if I'm too old for something like that. It'd be like have a brand new chin, but the rest of your body looks hideous. So I don't know.
So that if you fix the chin, it's like a slippery slope, because then you have to fix everything else to make the chin look okay.
Right.
Just the chin?
Yeah. I used to have a friend who had a beautiful figure and gorgeous hair and stuff like that, but she was homely. And you'd see her in the supermarket from the back, and boy, everybody was looking at her because she was so shapely and pretty, and then she'd turn around with this face, and it was terrifying. So that's the kind of thought process I'm going through here. If I was to get a new chin, or I guess it would be anything from the neck up. I'll take whatever I can get.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
This poor woman looks like Eric Stoltz in Mask.
Yeah. Is she a good friend?
And she's a friend
No.
to this day.
Well, she's not with us anymore, but
Oh, thank God.
Oh, rest in peace.
actually,
I
Aaron,
hope
I
it
think
wasn't
you
because
knew
she
her.
overheard
Because she
you.
was hideous. She died of a heart attack when she found out how ugly she was. Oh my God.
She thought she was fine.
Do you guys
Yeah,
like my
right.
cheekbones? Wow. We are very pro plastic surgery over here. We like discussing plastic surgery. So you'd have something of
Well,
your face
yeah.
done.
No, I didn't. That I ever recall. No.
That I ever recall. You would know. I'm saying no. I'm not saying that you would. You're just saying that you would have something done that
Oh,
was
okay, yes,
facially
yes.
related.
Right. Yes. Pathetic that I couldn't remember if I had anything. I wouldn't have had anything done. I couldn't afford it. But I think we're all a little self-conscious, and we look in the mirror and we think, "Oh God, I wish I could undo this," or "I wish this didn't look like that," and that kind of stuff. But it's kind of a luxury and costly.
Yes.
But you can do anything you want.
If you
to
just
make
put your
yourself
mind to it.
And your cash.
Yes, that's right.
I will say this. Let me just cap off this little doohickey, because I shared my nose story with the pod. I'm telling them that this
Oh.
was not the nose that I came into this life with. But you should. I know. I'm confessing here on the air. You got it. You got it. I'm just being authentic.
Well, that's
if you
very
can give me
common.
grace.
That is very common.
And the part that I have not talked about is that my mother and father came to help me out, because I was like a young girl in my 20s, getting my nose done. I needed somebody to get me back to my apartment. And in that case, get a friend. Get somebody who you know understands the city and how to drive around the city and how to get yourself from point A to point B. Should have gotten in a cab, should have called it a day.
Shoulda, coulda,
However,
woulda.
Yes,
they
shoulda,
drove
coulda,
in,
woulda.
and they were driving me back to my apartment. And I was coming out of the deepest anesthesia, because remember, they
I
knocked
didn't
my
know
ass
what
out.
I was doing.
And they put like a tube down my throat, like when you get the general
That's
and
not
they
a
put
tube.
That's
Oh,
that
God.
was no wonder he was in Young Miss magazine. I didn't have a voice like when I first came out, and they had to drive me back to my apartment, and my mother had no idea where she was going. I had to teach her in an anesthetic haze how to drive through Queens, New York.
Oh, God.
Let's not forget.
I remember a Queensboro Bridge. That's the only thing everything else is a blur.
I blacked out after
But
that.
I was horrified.
Aaron, do I stop and give this guy money? He's doing my windshield. What should I do?
I don't drive into Boston anymore. Never mind New York City. I'll leave it to you to put me in that position. I was
With
a
her
wreck.
buzzed daughter.
Luckily, I had your father. The only thing that bothered me, we had parked the car in one of those little tiny garages that the whole city is peppered with, and I couldn't even find where that little garage was. We had to go up and down the street because then we had to come back and pick you up. And
Oh, I'm
at the
sorry.
entrance to the hospital or whatever it was. But it took us a while to find our car. Never mind you.
Did
Oh,
you
my
find-
God.
Did you go and do anything touristy while I was unconscious?
Well, I went out and bought some croissants, which I still rave about to this day. They were the best I ever had.
I am so glad to know I was being well taken care of by you, Mother, and I thank you for giving me a nose that I had to replace in my 20s.
My pleasure.
Before you
I can't
leave
tell
us,
you how many
tell
times
us.
I wanted to punch it. What?
Oh, shit, this took a
Oh,
turn.
this is aggressive.
What's this, Ricky Lake?
Damn.
What's the weather like,
Tell us
lady?
the weather, damn it. You have to give us a weather report, as this is your first moth report back on the air.
Okay. It is beautiful. We are having a legitimate fall this year, but it's like the temperature comes up to 70 degrees every day lately, and the sun is out, and it's gorgeous. An occasional rainstorm, which we need, and it's just gorgeous because we've never had this. It usually goes from, hot summer to winter. So enjoy whatever we've got left. We've got some beautiful days coming up in October, and the foliage is looking real keen.
Real keen.
Yeah.
Jelly bean.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to leave your groovy self right now. Thank you so much. Say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, people. I love you all, and it's good to be back.
Happy
See
birthday.
you later.
Happy
thanks,
birthday.
Oh, thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. She's just going to keep laughing. Look at, I just
It's
cut
like the
her off.
voice of like someone that's shrinking.
Goodbye.
Just gets like higher, they get smaller, the voice gets higher.
Wow, the Moth Report is back, baby. She's excited to be back
disappoint.
in action, back to work as our local weather girl. That is the Moth Report, everybody. Shout out to Moth.
Would you ever watch repeats of a game show?
Oh, like on the Game Show Network? Yes. Absolutely. I mean, it depends on what would you like. If I'm sort of like falling asleep, that's a very good thing to watch.
But it's like you already know, it's like a rerun.
You know how
of-
it ends.
Right. Like you know.
You
like,
think, but
jet-
then you're like, how many episodes of Press Your Luck were filmed? I'm going to say
I see-
5,826.
Absolutely. I have not seen a repeat.
So, like, you'll never hit the bottom of the barrel on something like that.
No whammy. Correct.
Show. That and the license plate one where they put up all the license plate and you had to figure out what they said.
What was that?
I think it was called license plate.
That's stupid.
It was. Do you know what I'm talking about? Thank God. Somebody else.
It's called license plate?
No, it's not called license plate, but I forget what it was.
That'd be like, what should we call it? License plate.
You know what? That would totally be me in a pitch meeting right now.
Great.
I'd be like, I got nothing, you guys. Just call it license plate. Can we go to lunch?
It's
Thanks.
young ma'am. Kyle.
All right, everybody. We are chugging right along. Oh my God, it's so hot. Get your perky breasts out. You know what it's time for? It's time
For
Instagram mail. Instagram mail. We're talking about surgery. We're talking
some
about Christ.
necklaces and
Christ
walking
always
on
shows up in
water.
every single
Maybe he'll
episode of ours.
swim
We
in a
love to talk
speedo
about
with
this guy.
thong. I don't
wonder
know
if
what
he had a
Jesus
Brazilian
has
butt lift,
on.
or if he had his boobs done. Whatever you want to have done, we don't judge it.
Christ does
I
not
love
judge.
surgery. Christ does not judge. He's like, I made you perfectly in my image. You can do whatever you want with it from here.
But if that's what you want to do, what am I going to do and judge you? I will not, but I'll just tell you, don't use that doctor from Young Miss.
I made you perfectly in my image. If only I had a decon.
Let's just say I just walked 1,000 miles a day. Maybe you should do the same. You're just sitting there eating donuts. That's what can I say? You did it to yourself.
If you want to add 2 inches to your ding dong, I wouldn't say no.
I would say no, but let me just tell you, no one's talking about my ding dong because it's pretty damn good.
Amen.
Let's
It's
just say I moved the
time!
boulder myself and I didn't use my hands.
Let's just say I did it with one hand only, and both my hands were tied behind my back. I am Jesus.
Stop pointing that at me. Where'd you get a cane? Oh, that's not a cane.
That's not a crucifix, ladies. All right, everybody, it's time for Instagram mail. You can reach out to us, slide into our sexy DMs at DearPod Official on your Insta or your TikTok or your Face, or you can email us old school dearpodofficial@gmail.com. Send us an advice question and we will attempt to answer it right here on the air. We're completely unqualified to do so. So what are we doing? Why are we waiting? Let's give it a whirl. Are you ready?
Yes.
We have one Instagram mail question this week. Patois, hit me with it.
DearPod, I'm dating a millionaire who likes big butts, and I cannot lie. He recently offered to buy me a Brazilian butt lift. I've never thought that I want something like that until he brought this up. Should I take him up on it? Signed, BBL ASAP. Dear Brazil, don't let Milburn Pennybags pull an Erica Jane on you. Remember, he fell for you without your Brazilian, and unless you've recently changed your ethnicity, there's no need for you to cut up your derriere to please him. Are you happy with you and your trunk? If so, tell him to take a weed whacker to his ear and nose hair, and maybe you'll think about a Brazilian cup of coffee before you even consider a butt lift. Just because someone has bags full of money doesn't mean that they have bags full of smarts. I mean, look at Billionaires Row in Manhattan, a street strewn with beautiful architectural significance, now littered with empty, narrow skyscrapers that all look alike, empty, hollow, and need work. Tell Rockefeller to suck the skin off his own dick and leave your ass alone. Literally. Abby.
Wow, that was a deep cut. Literally.
Yeah.
Brazilian coffee could probably actually give you a Brazilian butt lift.
Depending on where you got it, yes. Because it probably just has rubber cement in it.
Upper West Side. Oh, I love rubber cement. All right, here's what Ann has to say.
Maybe we should do this live on a
Maybe
podcast.
I should sniff it next time.
Right.
Dear Beams, I'd say, where do I sign? But that's just me. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. But casual surgery is not for everybody. I come from a family that will have a gallbladder removed and tell you about it 2 weeks later. My mother had an appendectomy, and I had no idea until she asked me for a ride home from the hospital. What I'm saying is one man's intense surgical procedure is another man's trip to the Wendy's drive-thru. The first question you have to ask yourself is this ass for you or for him? If you want more cushion for the pushin' for yourself, I say go for it. If you want to look like hentai porn, that's your prerogative. But don't do it to make someone else happy. If, God forbid, you break up, you're saddled with a huge saddle. You'll be cursing him every time you try to wedge your backside into your 2016 Honda Fit. Bottom line, and I do mean bottom, is if you want to go for it, go for it. If you're doing it to make him happy, don't. Surgery is like a self-improvement Instagram page. Keep it to yourself. But whatever you decide, please do your due diligence and find a reputable doctor who won't fill your ass with cement and call it a day. From Young Miss Magazine. Good luck, you juicy booty son of a bitch, and happy plumping. Ayan.
Fuck that guy.
All the way. And yet...
I think you should get, like, if
If somebody's like, change, here's 20 grand, but that goes back to the very top of this episode.
Correct.
Which is, here's some money for you to fix something I think you should fix.
I think that's a Brazilian, but no. If you fell in love with someone, if Jim fell in love with you for this mess that you carry around to this very day, and at one point he's like, I want you to get double D's and a big ass, and you're like, all of a sudden, and you never thought about it, and you looked at him like, what did you just watch on YouTube that makes you think that I will look good in this?
Well, exactly. To any guy, I say, well, then I want you to get a 10-inch dick.
Why?
Exactly.
For what reason?
Nobody's going to enjoy this.
No.
Nobody.
No.
I mean, no. You get surgery for you if it's...
I thought it said Mariah Carey on the hat for a second.
The best part is I wish that we were talking about something dark and heavy right at the time that he appeared.
I can hear him.
You can hear the fez, can't you?
Is that what it is? It looks like you have braids. It looks
He
like
does.
you're
he has middle-aged braids attached to the fez.
He went to beauty shop with Queen Latifah, making a recurrent second time on this.
Listen, I feel like
So do we want to talk about Jim who just got braids? These jet black braids?
The two of us are like, if you're going to do surgery, you have to do it for yourself. Oh my God, what are you wearing?
I swear to God, I want Jim
Just stop right there.
to
Just
get
stop
braids.
that sentence. Okay. Because I was ready to give him to you. You can have him. He's all yours.
I might give you guys money, and I need him to just get braids.
I'm just saying.
Find someone.
Isn't this enough? Isn't this look enough?
He
He
kind
has
of.
tipped the scales. He had this fez custom made, everybody. A fez that says Maha Tiki
With a
Bar.
ponytail.
With a ponytail. Well, that's what a fez is, I think, right?
I don't know. It's like the ponytail hat. Remember, like Tony, what's his name on the Gazelle? With
That-
his hair in the ponytail?
I'm thinking
Tony
of the
Little,
girl who
and he
did that
actually was
thing
little.
with her braid. Also, he's tipped the scales as far as Jules is only asking for Hawaiian shirts for Christmas, or as I like to call it, end of life care. Hawaiian shirts are fashion hospice for men of a certain age.
Okay.
Okay, don't you agree? Like at a certain point, you're like, "Are you giving up? Are we?"
He's
doing
making something that I'm going to ingest in my body.
touche.
So there's that.
He brings up a good point, but I don't think
cannot-
He can't put fentanyl
can't
in it
even-
off the air.
I'm not even focusing on the hat because it literally looks
Are you
from
looking
the
at the
side
jacket?
that he looks like he's the new fourth member of En Vogue.
New, like in Vogue, still around.
They are still around. There used to be
What?
4.
No.
Then there were 3.
Don't do that to me. And Vogue is not still around.
Why did they never? Just because your group isn't singing doesn't mean you're not like you disappeared. They all probably still sing in their house.
Well, they probably do, but not as like a tour. A tour.
Maybe I'm sure at some point they do.
If they toured, look, if like Debbie Gibson and New Kids on the Block and Tiffany can all get back together and tour together, I don't see why En Vogue can't latch on to that train.
I don't think you should equate En Vogue's vocals with Tiffany's present day vocals. If you've seen it, which I have, I think
Really, I haven't.
I'm surprised En Vogue isn't at your front door right now saying, "Ma'am, a word."
Hi, can I help you?
Who are you? Yeah, we're En Vogue, and then they just do
Oh.
scaling.
Wait, let's do En Vogue. Coming to the door. Ready?
I don't.
Oh,
What?
you're En Vogue. Oh,
No, I am not.
you're not ready to be En Vogue?
No,
You don't want that? You rejected this act out?
I did,
Oh,
and I think you know why.
I don't. Oh, is it a... Okay.
I'm not
Moving
gonna do
on.
that.
Ladies and gentlemen. That was
Oh,
a phone.
my.
That was the sound of my career falling to the ground. All right. Are you ready?
First of all, I don't know any En Vogue songs off the top of my head, and I don't have the vocal range.
I'm trying to... I flatlined because I was trying to think of En Vogue songs. We'll go back to that.
Free Your Mind is the only one, but I can't sing it like that.
That was En Vogue? I thought it was
see.
Salt and Pepper.
What? See, you can't even. No.
Free your mind. Okay.
There you go. Now you.
In the edit. It's all edited. All right. Are we ready? That whole thing. Watermelon.
think so.
Watermelon is our safe word. Are you ready, everybody? It's time for our most special, fabulous last segment of DearPod, the Comedy Advice Podcast. It's time for a specialty cocktail, specialty drink. Jim's
We've got
wearing a
Stevie
fez
Wonder
and he has a
pretending the
fabulous braid.
boy.
It's just
Jim
to the
is
left of
dealing
him. He
drinks
looks
for
fantastic.
Christ.
Have you even
Drinks
noticed
for
his
Christ,
jacket?
and yes,
His jacket
I
that
can
has
hear
all of
it.
these different cocktails on
How
it.
could I miss it? I
and
can hear it. I'm
recipes.
up here.
And his
I'm more
Hawaiian
down
shirts
here.
Are, you're drinking up here. I need you here. This week's specialty cocktail is the Botox Bowl. That is right. James Jules Ferris believes that you should always be tested outside your comfort zone, no matter how grossed out you are right now. You are not ready for what I am about to read to you.
No.
You can hear all the sounds of everything happening behind you. For this, you will need 2 ounces of lime juice, 4 ounces orange juice, 1.5 ounces Demerara syrup, our favorite syrup, 2 ounces of orgeat, yes, or Jat, 2 ounces of brandy, 4 ounces London dry gin, 4 ounces of aged rum.
Aged.
Aged.
Not-
That's a lot of liqueurs.
That's not just aged. It's aged.
Aged rum. Here's what you're going to want to do with all the ingredients. In a cocktail glass, add all ingredients. Shake over crushed ice. Pour into an ice-filled scorpion bowl. Garnish with orange slices, maraschino cherries, and grated nutmeg. Fill the center of the vessel of the bowl with 151 rum and ignite.
Oh, fuck.
Double up straws and Thank God you haven't had Botox because your face is priceless right now. Here's the notes on our Botox bowl here. Some things are meant to be shared. For instance, the Botox-filled hypodermic needles at a bougie Real Housewives of Who Gives a Crap party, or the tropical boozy liquid in a Polynesian decorated bowl. As we numb the 11s on our foreheads. Good for you for knowing that term. Let us numb our feelings of what we think about a shared cocktail. This is
If
the
I could
famous...
turn.
If I could share one drink, it'd be a scorpion bowl. Discovered in Honolulu in the late 1930s, the legendary trader Vic Bergeron tweaked this recipe and brought it to his bar in Oakland, California. He added the more affordable rum to the recipe, along with various fruit juices, and served it in a communal bowl. Let us drink this numbing... Oh, let us drink...
Go on.
Cut! Let this drink be numbing preparation for you and your guests before that LA doctor starts filling your face with liquid botulism. It's not easy being pretty, but it is
What was that?
alcoholic.
What was that? Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Don't hate me because I'm about to drink this drink. I am very excited to see the Botox bowl. I don't think you're ready. Don't give me that face. It makes
communal
lines.
bowl.
You're making lines. Don't do it.
I'd like you to give me a little bit of
Avoid
grace.
the lines.
It's a communal bowl
my
that we're
God,
all going
here,
to suck
the
on.
bowls are coming in.
Want to put your glasses back?
Oh.
Oh.
Should I put them on?
My God. Okay, everybody clear.
Hang on.
We have to make a thing. Look at, first of all,
This is a communal bowl
this
of
is
liquor.
a communable. We are going to share a bowl of liquor.
So it's basically like we're just spitting it into each other's mouth.
Absolutely. We might as well just do it right now. We're going to baby bird this thing. Are you ready? He made a weird long straw. For anybody listening at home, God help you, go find the YouTube page because you're going to want to see. This is going to have some... Wow, we are really upping our game.
This is intense.
Aren't we? As
Where'd
far
you
as...
get this bowl?
Okay, are you ready? We're going to make it fantastic. Oh, of course. Well, this is awkward. Is it? Oh, my God. This is going to take my eyebrows off. It's lit.
Oh,
It's
you
lit.
can't even see
Can
it.
we dim a light?
Yeah.
Can you see? Can you see?
Yes. But
You're like, for those of you
you're going to
watching
sit.
at
Are you
home,
insane?
I'm not going to light anything. Just know that. Wait.
Hey, don't
This
put
is the
paper.
most. No, I was just doing it as like a background. Okay, I'm trying not to break. Oh my God, we're gonna break everything. This is the most magnificent beverage we have ever created. Don't give me that face. You have to do this with me. Just a fun fact: when I got a fake ID, this was the first drink I got with it. A Scorpion Bowl at the Hong Kong in
They're like,
Cambridge,
"Oh."
Massachusetts.
No, you're actually 45. You're right. Sorry, miss.
They gave me my first headshot. It takes a long time for it to get up the straw.
I don't have the sucking strength like I used to.
That is a lie.
True.
Lean in and suck harder.
I'm sucking from your side of the pool. This is like, you just know that this is not good for you, right? This is not.
Anything?
It is, yes. 100%.
Yes, but it sounds like I'm.
It's
It
so
sounds like I'm like. It is, and it sounds like I'm like I've got like I'm cleaning a pool, like that suction,
I
like
know. Or like you're at the dentist.
holy fucking Christ!
It's really strong, and I keep
Jesus.
trying to sip it.
What is this?
It's-
I know you said it. What is
It's
this?
rum. It's gin. It's rum. It's brandy, and it's every juice that's
Oh my
ever
God!
been
And
juiced.
people are supposed to. And they're like, I know, I can drive home.
This was like that 70s always drink that you would have before you went to a key party?
And then they didn't have seatbelts. What happened? I don't know.
I don't know why.
I'll take your word for it.
Why are
he
our
doesn't
numbers?
know. I don't
why,
know.
Why is there
They
so
went
many
to a party, they had a
population?
couple drinks, and they drove home
So
without any
many
seatbelts.
population. Do you know how strong this drink is?
Yes, I
I'm
drank it.
already
It
wrecked.
took me a day and a half to get from
It's
one
to get
side
up
of
the
the straw to the other.
straw. I know. I'm really lingering towards your side of the bowl. For anybody who's into ASMR, I know. It goes right to the back of your throat.
Well,
For anybody who's into ASMR, you can just rewind and keep playing the part where you hear us doing this.
oh, you can put it on the microphone.
It's so fruity.
There's something about it.
I know, but we keep
It's
going back.
strangely addicting.
It is. I think it's also because the glass that it's in, like the bowl, it
looks
really
like
is
a
a
Mario
bowl.
Brothers mushroom.
Oh my god, totally.
Holy It's like I can smell it and taste it at the same
I
time.
know.
That's
I
not
can
right.
almost smell how I'm gonna vomit tomorrow.
This tastes like something that's in a funeral home.
Yeah, it's got a calla lily vibe to it.
What?
It's so fruity.
Oh my god!
We keep doing it though, don't we?
Oh, it shoots right in the back
This
of your
is the
throat.
most. You're used to that. Let's be honest.
maybe
The
I
80s
should-
were fun. Can I also blow out the 151? Are you supposed to sip the 151?
If you set me
No,
on,
don't sip the 151.
are you insane? It's on fire.
I turned it out.
Oh god, I could just
Why
see
are you doing that? It's not
just
good for
testing.
you.
It's very warm though.
because it's on fire.
This is delicious. This might be the most alcoholic thing that we have ever had in this podcast. And you and I are not into sharing anything, let alone spit. And I think I just drank half of your innards.
It's disgusting.
Did you have pork ribs today?
Yeah.
Jesus, don't get your fez in there. Watch your braid.
Oh, that's good.
That's good. One camera's just getting your ass.
Yeah.
It's just, so you can actually see in real time what this drink does to you.
The Scorpion Bowl from the Maha Tiki Lounge.
Damn, this is strong. You know what? You don't need to get plastic surgery if you just drink one of these and then you forget your
What you
whole
look
frontal.
You forget what you look like.
I look in the mirror and I'm like, God damn, I look good. These beer goggles are better than any plastic surgeon I could get from Young Miss magazine.
This episode of DearPod is mixed and edited by Jim Ferris and is a property of Pineapple Ranch Productions.